Chosen one, pause everything you're doing. Music, this cannot wait. What I'm about to share in the next few minutes is going to stir something deep within you, because I know exactly why you clicked on this video. There is someone, a specific person. Music, and from the very beginning, you knew. Something inside you was shouting that, music, this person wasn't who they seemed to be. But no one believed you. They said you were overreacting, music, that you were too suspicious, that you were imagining things that weren't there. And for a while, they almost convinced you, music, that you were the problem. Almost. But today, I'm here to tell you something that will change everything. God has just confirmed what you already sensed. And the way He did it is, music, going to leave you without words. Subscribe to this channel right now and turn on all notifications, because what I'm about to reveal about that person, music, about what was truly happening, and about why God gave you that perception before anyone else, will validate every intuition others tried to make you, music, dismiss. Stay until the end, because I'm going to show you exactly what heaven saw in that situation. Why were you the one who received the warning? And what does this, music, mean for your next season? Write 777 in the comments if there was someone you had a feeling about, and it turned out to be completely right. That unexplainable sensation. Music. Let's talk about something no one really discusses, but you understand very well. That moment when you meet someone, music, and something shifts inside you. It's not a thought. It's not a logical deduction based on evidence. It's deeper than that. Music, like a silent alarm activating in a place within you that you didn't even know music existed. The first time you felt it with this person, you probably tried to brush it off. On the surface, everything looked normal. Maybe they even appeared kind, music, polite, appropriate. They said the right things. They made the expected gestures. Music, but there was something slightly off. Like a single note out of tune in the middle of a melody that otherwise sounds perfect. Most people wouldn't have noticed. But you are not most people. And that's exactly what created so much tension for you. When you voiced your concern, when you tried to explain what you felt, you were met with resistance. Music, they looked at you like you were irrational. They told you, music, you were too intense, too analytical, too negative. Here's what no one told you then. Music, that ability to perceive what others overlook is not a flaw. It's a gift. A gift that carries a high cost. Music, the cost of seeing truths others would rather ignore. Music, the cost of sensing realities others choose to deny. The cost of knowing things in advance and sometimes having to wait years, music, until everyone else finally catches up. That feeling you had about that person, music, wasn't paranoia. It wasn't insecurity. It wasn't your imagination. It was discernment. And discernment is one of the most misunderstood, music, gifts there is. Unlike other gifts that are praised, music, and admired, discernment often casts you as the villain, the one who spoils the mood, the one who, music, disrupts the illusion, the one who notices the emperor has no clothes while everyone else applauds. But hear this clearly, you were not wrong. You never were. And what is about to unfold will, music, prove it in a way no one can deny. Why did you see it first? That's a question you've probably asked yourself countless times. Why, music, me? Why did I have to notice this? Why couldn't I just be like everyone else and remain unaware? The answer runs deeper than you realize. Discernment doesn't grow, music, in comfort. It is forged in the fire of experiences, music, most people never endure. Every time someone lied to you and you had to learn to recognize deception to survive, your discernment sharpened. Every betrayal strengthened your ability to read hidden motives. Every time appearances misled you, your spiritual sensitivity increased. You didn't choose to develop this ability. You developed it because you had to. It was either grow in perception or keep being wounded by people hiding who they truly were. And here's the irony. The very experiences that caused you pain were the ones that equipped you to see what others couldn't. Music, your pain turned into perception. Your trauma, music, became a spiritual radar. Your wounds opened windows into hidden truths. That's why you recognized that person before anyone else. Music, not because you're negative, not because you look for problems, but because your spirit was trained, through circumstances you didn't ask for. Music, to recognize masks, to sense inconsistencies, to feel when words say one thing but energy communicates something entirely different. This is a gift heaven deeply honors. In a world filled with deception, music, people with discernment are lights of truth. They protect, music, others from falling into traps. They warn before it's too late. They are the quiet guardians, music, who see danger approaching while others rest peacefully. You are one of those guardians. Music, and that person you sensed was a test, not to see if you could detect them. You already could. It was a test to see if you would trust your gift without validation. Music, even when they made you doubt yourself. Even when it felt like the entire world opposed you. There were moments you almost gave in. But something, music, inside you stood firm. And that firmness did not go unnoticed. While you doubted, music, something else was happening. Imagine a realm you cannot see with physical eyes, a place where the true intentions of every heart are recorded. While you questioned yourself, music, wondering if you were being unfair, something entirely different was unfolding in the spiritual, music, realm. Every action of that person was being documented, not just the public behavior everyone witnessed, but the private moments. Music, the unseen intentions, the silent thoughts, the hidden plans formed in darkness. Everything was recorded. At the same time, your discernment was also being observed, differently. When you felt uneasy, music, it was recorded as accurate perception. When you spoke up and were dismissed, it was recorded as loyalty to truth under pressure. When you doubted yourself but still couldn't shake that knowing, that was, music, registered as integrity of the gift. You weren't being watched to judge you, music, but to witness your growth. Every time you held onto your perception despite opposition, your gift strengthened. Every time you refused to label as good what you knew was wrong, your music, discernment deepened. Every time you chose uncomfortable truth over convenient illusion, your connection to divine wisdom expanded. And now, the time for confirmation has arrived. Not because your gift needed proof, it was validated the moment you received it. Music, but because others need to see that you were right. Not to inflate your ego, but so they learn to listen next time. So they understand that when you speak, it matters. So they recognize that heaven gave you eyes that see beyond, music, appearances. The confirmation is coming, and it will not be subtle. It will be clear, undeniable, perfectly timed, so precise that even those who doubted you most will have to acknowledge the music, truth. But this isn't about being right. It's about your gift being acknowledged. Music, because once a gift is recognized, it carries authority. And with authority, music, it operates at a higher level. The unfolding will surprise you, not because you didn't anticipate it, but because the precision of how everything aligns will unmistakably reveal divine orchestration. Every detail you noticed, every inconsistency you sensed, music, will come to light, in a way that protects you while exposing the truth. You won't need to fight for vindication. It will arrive naturally, like sunrise that doesn't ask permission to dispel darkness. Like truth that doesn't need defending. Like justice that doesn't have to shout. And when it comes, you'll understand why you had to wait. Timing is everything. Music, if it had happened earlier, you wouldn't have been ready. If later, the damage would have been worse. But now, at this exact moment, strengthened but not broken, the revelation arrives. Perfect timing, divine orchestration, confirmation without doubt, music, and this is only the beginning. Now, what do you do with this confirmation? First, allow yourself to feel validated. For too long, music, you carried perception without recognition. You questioned yourself. You wondered if you were the issue. Music, that weight was heavy. Let this confirmation be part of your healing. Don't downplay it out of false humility. Music, receive the validation fully. Your perception was accurate. It always was. Second, guard against bitterness. It would be easy, music, to resent those who dismissed you. To remind them every time they ignored your warning. But bitterness only harms you. Music, they operated at their level of awareness. Now they see. That's enough. Third, don't weaponize the truth. When exposure happens, you'll face a choice. Publicly destroy them or let truth speak for itself. Choose peace. Music, not because they deserve it, but because you do. Fourth, protect your gift. Nurture your spiritual clarity. Music, surround yourself with those who respect it. Use discernment not as a weapon, but as a light. Music, none of this was random. The person, your perception, the rejection, the waiting, it was all preparation. Music, tested discernment expands. Every time you trust your perception without validation, music, your connection to divine wisdom grows. This was training, and you passed. Not flawlessly. Music, there were doubts. There were hard moments. But you held your ground. And that matters. Now you're being prepared for assignments, music, where your discernment will be essential. Moments where what you see will protect others. Where your perception will be the difference between harm and safety. Music, your gift isn't just for you. It's for those who will cross your path and need what you carry. The person you sensed was practice. Music, preparation for something greater ahead. And now that you've proven you can trust your perception under pressure, new doors are opening. Music, this confirmation is just the first of many. Before we finish, hear this clearly: what you carried required strength. Music, it's not easy to stand alone in your truth when everyone says you're wrong. It's not easy to resist pressure. But you didn't completely surrender. A small flame, music, stayed alive inside you. A quiet voice kept whispering truth. That persistence wasn't accidental. You were supported, sustained, protected. Music, because what you carry matters. And now, with this confirmation, you step into a new phase. Music, doubt begins to fade. Confidence solidifies. The weight you carried transforms into strength for what's ahead. Every difficult moment shaped you. Music, every doubt refined you. Everything prepared you for the next season. Receive this not only as validation of your past, but as preparation for your future. Music, the best is still ahead. And now, you are more ready than ever. If this message resonated deeply, if you recognize that your perceptions are now being confirmed, write 777 music in the comments. For those who want to intentionally strengthen their discernment, there is exclusive material in the description, music, and pinned comment. Less than the cost of a pizza, including a full audiobook and a 5-minute meditation guide as a bonus. Music, subscribe and activate notifications so you never miss a revelation about your true identity and the gifts you carry. Share this with someone who needs to realize that music, their perception was always right. And before you leave, click the video on your screen now, music, to discover how your gift of discernment connects to the assignments already being prepared for your next season. Together, we are stronger. Chosen one, there is something else you need to understand. Music, confirmation is not the end of the story. It is the turning point. Most people think the revelation is the reward. It's not. The revelation is the activation. When the truth about that person becomes undeniable, something shifts inside you. Not loudly, not dramatically, but permanently. Music, a recalibration begins. The part of you that used to second-guess your perception starts standing taller. The inner voice you once questioned begins speaking with more clarity. And here is the bonus truth. After confirmation, your discernment accelerates. Because now your mind has evidence. Your spirit has proof. Your nervous system has closure. And when those three align, your gift operates with a new level of precision. Music, but this is where many people make a mistake. They become hyper-vigilant. They start scanning everyone, questioning every smile, doubting every kindness. Music. They let the confirmation turn into suspicion. Don't do that. Your discernment is not meant to make you paranoid. It is meant to make you peaceful. There is a difference. Paranoia looks for danger everywhere. Discernment recognizes danger when it appears. Paranoia is rooted in fear. Discernment is rooted in clarity. Music. After this confirmation, you will notice something powerful. You will begin trusting your first inner response more quickly. You won't need weeks of overthinking. You won't need external validation. You won't need 10 conversations to convince yourself of what you already felt in the first 5 seconds. Music, that is growth. And here's something even deeper. The same gift that revealed deception will also begin revealing alignment. You won't just see who is wrong for you. You'll start recognizing who is right for you. Music, you'll feel peace faster. You'll detect sincerity quicker. You'll recognize safe people sooner. Because discernment is not only about identifying darkness. It's about recognizing light, and heaven trusts people who can handle both. Now let me prepare you for something subtle but important. When your perception becomes consistently accurate, some people will feel exposed around you. Music, not because you say anything, not because you accuse anyone, but because truth has a frequency. And when you carry it, it makes masks uncomfortable. Some will distance themselves. Some will project onto you. Some will call you intense again. Let them. Not everyone is meant to stay in proximity to clarity. Music, your responsibility is not to shrink your awareness to make others comfortable. Your responsibility is to stay grounded, humble, and aligned. And here is the final bonus insight. The greatest evidence that your discernment is maturing is this. You no longer feel the need to prove it. When you were unsure, you wanted others to see what you saw. Now, you will be at peace even if they don't. Because confidence in your gift removes the need for applause. Music, you will speak when led. You will stay silent when necessary. You will observe without absorbing. You will perceive without performing. That is mastery. And once you reach that level, something extraordinary happens. Your presence alone begins protecting you. Situations that once would have entangled you won't even approach you. Deceptive people will sense they cannot manipulate you. Opportunities aligned with your purpose will find you more easily. Music, not because you changed who you are, but because you stopped doubting it. This bonus part is your reminder. The confirmation you are receiving is not just about the past person. It is about the future version of you. Stronger, calmer, clearer, unshakable. Music, you are not becoming hardened. You are becoming refined. And refinement is quiet power. Carry it wisely.